coming to the committee meeting on ethics and internal governance. I'd like to thank my ranker, Senator Chinaris, for being here, Senator Rivera, Senator Prasad, and Senator Croce. We also have David Lewis from Senate Legal and Scott Reef in the room on the Senate side too. So I'm going to change the order a little bit. When we put the agenda together and then we reviewed it, we realized the flow of the information would be better. So bear with me as we change it. I'd also like to say that when this meeting was organized, it was thinking never would we have conference before 10 a.m. And my understanding is you are conferencing currently, so thank you even more so for being here. We have conference at 9:30, so we're going to do a 9:30 cutoff, and we'll go from there. Senator Carlucci has just entered the room. Thank you very much for coming. So a couple of things we're going to do. We're going to talk about, have Lisa Reed, who is the Executive Director and Counsel for the Legislative Ethics Committee. And I have asked Lisa to come because I recently went through all the ethics training, and I found that the information that Lisa provided me was phenomenal information, and I thought this is something that this committee could listen to again. I think we could always learn something or remember something that we've already learned, and we could decide to expand maybe some of the things that Lisa is doing. So Lisa,
sure. May I? I'm sorry, Lisa. Before, may I just make some remarks,
yes,
Chair?
Please.
Thank you. I want to first of all, I want to thank Chairwoman Phillips. This is, as many people know, the first time this committee has met in 8 years, and so I suppose the fact that it's meeting at all is something of an accomplishment in this place, so thank you for that, and thank you for having a conversation with me yesterday about the committee and your agenda. I very much appreciate that dialogue. I expressed yesterday to the chair my disappointment that after 8 years with so much important work to do, we are not addressing some of the more important issues and proposals that I think are before the Senate as it relates to ethics and internal governance. For example, whether we should be a full-time legislature or not, campaign finance issues, the LLC loophole. There's a long list of proposals that I would suggest this committee should be addressing, and given how infrequently it has been meeting, any chance we get that we don't do that is a lost opportunity, in my view. Insofar as we are finally having a meeting and the jurisdiction of this committee in the Senate rules is relatively broad as it relates to internal governance, I do want to make a motion that we make a recommendation to the Senate on a particular issue as it relates to something that's been in the news a lot lately, and without opining on anything that's been decided on or happened in the past, I want to move that the committee recommends to the Senate that going forward, only senators that hold specific positions enumerated in legislative law receive the allowances that that law provides, because that has not been going on in the past. And I think this committee should set the standard that everyone, whether they think it's legal or not, has indicated is, well, not everyone, but many people, even outside the Senate, have said it's not appropriate that that practice be taking place and continue. So I would like to make a motion that we recommend to the Senate that practice cease going forward.
I'll second that motion.
I'm pausing just because this is for legal counsel. Senator, I am being told that the motion is out of order, that if you would like to make such a motion to put it in writing, we can take it up.
There you go, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Is it now in order?
And it would be taken up at the next committee, please.
Yeah, I mean, my concern with that, Madam Chair, is this committee has been on case to me once every 8 years. And so I'd be concerned with putting it off. The rules, Rule 8 of the Senate Rules clearly states that this committee can review any matter deemed appropriate by the affirmative vote of at least one member of each conference, and so I would at least suggest that we should vote on whether it's appropriate to consider it at this meeting.
So it's being ruled out of order, and it can be taken up at the next meeting.
On what basis, may I ask, that it's being ruled out of order?
So how about those Golden State Warriors, huh? Oh, man, they sure know how to play that basketball thing.
Okay, given that it's just been handed up, it will be taken under advisory and will be put forth for the next meeting.
Okay, I would like to appeal the ruling of the chair and ask that the committee vote on whether your ruling should stand or be overturned.
Do you want to be heard on the ruling? On the appeal, excuse me.
Yes, thank you. I think I already stated my piece. I think this committee, many of us have advocated, should have more ability to do what its title suggests. It hasn't for a long time. I give the chair a lot of credit for calling a meeting in the first instance, because that hasn't happened in many years. But as long as we are taking this rare step of actually meeting, I think we should address some of the important issues that are before the Senate right now. This is one, and I think if the members want to opine that this should continue this practice or it should not, that's their right, but at least people should be heard as opposed to just having another example, in this case, the Ethics Committee, which is much maligned and for good reason in the past, not allowing a discussion and debate on an important issue of internal Senate policy. And so I would suggest that we move forward with this motion.
So, thank you, because that's what actually I'm thinking. So, I'd like to remind Senator Gineris that this matter is under litigation right now. It is my opinion, given that it is under litigation, that it is inappropriate to discuss it at this point. And I do believe it is outside the jurisdiction of this committee. So, and it would be inappropriate for me to speak on behalf of the Senate.
Well, I appreciate that. If I could just briefly respond. I know we have more to do and we have a session today.
I would. More.
But I'm not aware that there's any pending litigation as it relates to this matter. Litigation implies that there's a court proceeding underway.
Okay, maybe it may be an incorrect terminology on my part, so I take that back. Thank you.
And so
Inquiries. Is that it? Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so it is. Okay.
okay.
Well,
Thank you. I may not be aware, so
Okay.
I accept that. Whether this committee has jurisdiction, I think it's beyond question that we can if we choose to, because the rule very clearly states the committee shall review any matter deemed appropriate by the affirmative vote of at least one member from each conference. And I'm just trying to have that vote, and we're being denied the opportunity to have it. So I don't think there's a jurisdictional question. And as it relates to the possible litigation of which I'm not aware, This is a matter of Senate policy going forward. It has nothing to do with whatever may have taken place prior to today. And so I don't think any of those points are particularly valid, but that
So
being said...
Senator Naris, we have an agenda, and I am going to ask that we move forward with this
Yeah.
agenda. And respectfully, I say this, that the agenda's been out for a period of time. You know, in the future, I need to come and sit with you earlier to make sure that the agenda is encompassing, and we could do that. But right now, we do have an agenda. I think we have some really important things on this agenda. And as stated, and I'm probably going to say this incorrectly legally, but your motion has been accepted. Is that correct?
No.
No.
The
No.
opposite.
Okay, sorry.
If that's the case,
Okay.
I call for vote.
Okay, no, okay. The motion has been ruled out of order,
So I
and
think
you're appealing, and
I
we
think
will,
if we have a vote on the appeal, then we can move on from there.
okay, so we'll have a vote, we need to have a vote on the appeal? Okay, so we'll have a vote on the appeal, please. Who is in favor of saying, who's in favor of sustaining the ruling of the chair? So we have 1, 2, 3.
You're sustaining the ruling of the chair or not.
Okay, 4, and who is not, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a tie.
And I can only hope we're going to get to our agenda here.
We flip a coin if it's a tie.
I-
I'm not sure.
We're going to find that out.
We're saying the rules there.
And I'd like to just say that Senator Valesky has joined.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I
Thank you.
apologize for being late.
I guess there's a reason why you have an odd number in the room in committees. Is this decided?
Well, I think we
Okay,
can't
so we need to,
procedurally.
okay, procedure. Yes, sir.
Madam Chair, may I
Yes.
just ask a question? on
Yes.
the vote? This is a 9-member committee, is that correct?
That's correct.
In the Senate, the full Senate, so to overrule a ruling of the chair takes 32 members, right? So wouldn't that same math apply here, that it would take 5 votes to overrule the chair, and I believe there have been 4 votes?
The motion was not to overrule, the motion was to sustain. So you need 5 votes to sustain the chair in this case.
Thank you for the math clarification.
That I do know. So the motion is before the committee, and I move to table the motion to the next committee.
I would like to
Second.
oppose that motion. I guess we would have a vote on that motion.
we can have a vote on that motion, please, to table the motion to the next committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we have 5 versus, and those not in favor,
Hey,
A, and 3. So the motion has been tabled. Thank you.